I took a break from creating content so that I can focus on my business. Throughout that time, I learned how to grow my business, one, but two, how to find different time frames to create content. And I also found the content that I like, which is more of this style, more of a cinematic style of content. And it's more pleasing to me because this is what I originally wanted to do when I first bought a camera back in 2021. My goal was to show people what it is that I see when I want to create. And that's the point of Z Views, so that you can see the view of my life or my lifestyle or whatever it is that I'm doing through my lens. I find it very hard to grow your business and create content at the same time. But once you get to a point where your business is kind of headed in the right trajectory and you don't really have to do much more besides be consistent in those areas, then it's easier to focus on content. And a lot of people would tell you to do both at the same time. I did that. I was posting two videos a week for like 2 to 3 months straight, and I just got burnt out. But I think I found a good way to incorporate all of it in one. The first thing is, when you have downtime, focusing on either creating the content with shooting it or editing something that you've already shot. And I've known this for a long time and I've done it before. But the difference now is that I have a better idea of how to maintain my business, because I wasn't focused on that in the beginning, and I seen a difference in like my income. And I was like, man, like I do want to grow my YouTube channel, but my foundation of how I create my channel and how I fund different things is very important. So I don't want to like distract myself from that by diving so deep into YouTube. But now that I've got myself where I want to be, I can focus more on that. So during my downtime, setting up tripod, pulling out the camera, and recording different videos. The other thing too is just like finding the type of video that I like to create. And it's very cinematic. So different shots like this one, being more detailed oriented and being intentional with what it is that the message that I'm trying to get across to the viewer. And I think with cinematic videos, especially for like a specific niche, is you are able to deliver not just a message, but you can make the person feel like they're there. And especially like a POV type of video. So whatever it is space that you're in, you can just figure out how to incorporate either cinematicness or just like vlog style. But finding different pockets in your day is like the best way. And we all have downtime, especially like in the beginning of a barber career, or for me, transferring from one location to another. A lot of my clientele I had to rebuild. So with doing that, you're gonna have downtime, you're gonna have slow days, you're gonna have times where you're doing nothing, sitting around for 2 to 3 hours. Throughout that time, you can create. You just have to find out whoever it is that's, you have to see who's dominating the creative space in your industry and follow those people. Look at what it is they're doing and try to do something different. And I did this deep study on just like how to grow a personal brand. And I've watched guys like Alex Ramosi and Gary Vee, but it wasn't those guys that really set it off for me. It was guys like Caleb Roston, like Omar Altakori, even like Myron Golden. Like these guys, and with Myron is more so I'm looking at his personal brand and how he built it, and then these other guys, they're explaining to you how to build it. If you don't know about like Omar Altakori's podcast or Caleb Roston, he helped build the brand of like Gary Vee and Alex Ramosi and his wife. He truly understands how to break down building a personal brand, and I'm not gonna get into that spill because I haven't built one yet, so I'm not gonna explain to you how to do it because I just feel like that's like unfair to you guys. But what I did learn is how to build my business along with creating. And for the first like month or so that I didn't post any videos, I was just diving deep into like building my business. But on the last like month and a half, I've been just like slowly incorporating ideas of content, and now I'm shooting it. And Yeah, I think like the point that I'm trying to make is just like it's so easy to get distracted from the point that you started creating from when you're not focusing on the end goal. And now I have the end goal in mind. That's something I didn't have in the beginning. In the beginning, I was just like shooting whatever. I'm just like, man, I just need to get as much out as possible. But now I have the end goal in mind. And the end goal is to grow an audience and give as much information that I can, that I know. And I'm taking you guys along the way because you see me at a point now where I only have 1,000 subs, but I'm gonna try to get to a point that's like the unthinkable. And to get to the unthinkable, you have to do things that you've never done before, and that's finding time to create while growing your business, while having your everyday life, and not get burnt out. Because getting burnt out is going to be the easiest way to not be consistent. And I'm trying to be more disciplined in my lifestyle, and that's like one of the areas I know I could hold myself accountable to. Is creating content and reading the Bible. And like reading the Bible was like the first step for me because that's like more important than content, of course. And I think once you find consistency and you see how it works, like for me reading the Bible, getting connected more with God and building a stronger relationship and allowing the Holy Spirit to come into my life and transform different areas in my walk I'm seeing the fruit of it. And if I take that same application and I apply it to content, I'm gonna get the similar results. And if I fall short, I'll still be better than what I was before. So I think along with studying all the creators, seeing how building my relationship with God has transformed my understanding of life and my relationships, like with my wife, my friends, my children, that is going to that's just pushed me more, and like I think I understand content a little bit more. So I don't want to make this video too long. I want this to be super short. So I hope that this was kind of impactful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.